Hello, Year 9. So because we are going to be starting to do some assessment work, I thought it would be much better if I recorded a video to support the work we've got today, because obviously I'm not going to be able to explain verbally what we're doing on Teams. So this is my dog Lexi. If I make videos, it will pretty much feature her to save you looking at my face. But I'm just now going to take you through the work for today and explain a bit about the component, okay, just so you've got an overview there. All right, so I'm literally now going to talk you through the PowerPoint that I have set for you for today, okay? So component 1, formal assessment. It is not a mock, so what you do will count towards your assessment. Don't worry about starting this online via online learning, because obviously when we do go back, I'll put into place whatever we need to make sure that everyone is still doing their best. However, I thought I may as well set some stuff that is going to start to count, so that you know exactly what we're going to be doing for our assessment. So first little activity is just to do now like we would usually have in the classroom, and I'm just asking you to remember or to think back to what you can remember from Willie Russell or the play Our Day Out. Remember, we had started to sort of block through that, which was going to be an assessment, which sadly we didn't get to finish. However, that's what I'm asking you to do first of all. So you can just do that in a bit of a mind map, jot a couple of sentences down, absolutely anything you can remember about that. So moving on, this is the new information. So this is what you have to do for component 1. So we are starting it now, but I won't be teaching the whole thing online. It will be for you to finish as and when we return to school, but we're just going to start it by looking at a play called Blood Brothers, which I know some of you will know. So first of all, this is about the component in general, okay? So you will be watching 3 different performances. So 3 performances, or a performance of 3 plays, okay? So the first one we're going to have a look at is Blood Brothers. It is only via YouTube. The recording quality isn't amazing, but it's kind of what we've got for now. And yeah, we've got to work with what we have. So first of all, you will be watching different plays, okay? Part of the assignment is to research the style of the performance. So the first style we are looking at is called epic theatre, and lesson by lesson you'll learn a bit more about what epic theatre is all about, okay? So we'll just take it lesson by lesson. So you will learn about the style, the intentions of the style, and that means why the theatre maker, the playwright, has created this piece of theatre, okay? So what are the intentions of epic theatre, for example? What is the purpose and what is the point in that style of theatre? So the exploration, yes, you will be participating in workshops. Some of those will be practical activities online. You can even get your friends and family members involved if you've got anyone at home, if you are having a socially distant visit to somebody, especially if it's somebody in the drama class or who is okay with sort of having a bit of a laugh. You might want to get them up on their feet and trying out some of these activities. Then what you will have to do is then reflect on what you've done and how actors and directors create theatre. However, like I say, it is step by step. So this is an overview of the whole component, but every single lesson I'll be talking you through what you have to do. So it will be in chunks, okay? So you won't have to do all of this every lesson. So what you do have to do this lesson is to understand the success criteria. So there's loads of words there, but this is taken directly from the specification. An overview of it is for you to understand how a performance of epic theatre is created. So how we get from page, i.e. the script, to stage, i.e. the performance. The purpose here is for you to be looking at the key features of epic theatre, and when it talks about with appropriate reference to examples of repertoire, that is, Blood Brothers is our example of a performance. Repertoire is a professional piece of theatre, yeah? So examples of repertoire is a specific play that represents that theatre style. So that is why we're using Blood Brothers for epic theatre. So first of all, the new information, the context of Liverpool and social class. So we know that Willie Russell was brought up in Liverpool. We know that he used his home life as as a sort of influence and inspiration. And that features heavily in Blood Brothers. Social class is one of the biggest themes that runs throughout it. And here you've got examples of, I'm sure you can see, more wealthier people and less wealthier people. You've got people in work at the top. You've got sort of quite wealthy classroom in the middle. On the left-hand side, you've got quite a thriving sort of high street. And then the rest of the pictures, they sort of fairly run down and show people with limited sort of facilities at home, limited aspirations, and sort of dreams of where their life might lead. So this is just here for you to start to think about the difference in social class, the working class people and the upper class people. So moving on, my computer won't move on. Oh, here we go. Oh, we've skipped. Right, so moving on. Okay, we're caught up. We have just got an overview of the style, which is epic theatre, the practitioner, which is really Russell. He's the playwright. And the main points we're looking at today for epic theatre is, firstly, it is always issue-based. That means it addresses issues within society. So in this example, one of the issues it addresses is the difference in social class, how wealthy people, their lives differ from less wealthy people. Epic theatre has a sense of detachment, which means it makes the audience think about the message, okay? There are some crossovers in Blood Brothers because we do get quite emotionally attached to the characters. However, there are techniques and methods within the performance overall which helps us to think about the message as well. And lastly, it's always going to be relatable. Epic theatre will always have a sense of relation to the audience, so the audience will be able to recognise what is going on, whether it's affected them or not. They will still be able to identify with it. So here is your first task, and I'm just asking you to do a catwalk. It is not difficult. You might find it a bit more difficult at home because you haven't got myself or the rest of the class there who I know you're used to performing with. But all I'm asking you to do is to do a series of catwalks. So walk up and down your bedroom, your lounge, your garden, whatever you got. And I want you to experiment with being an upper class adult, then an upper class child, and then a lower class adult and a lower class child. So you have got in the green box there a bit of guidance as to the sort of key skills to focus on. For example, with body language, have a think about what body language can say about a person. Mostly it's all about confidence and how they feel about themselves. So consider how an upper class person would vary from lower class. What gestures are they going to use? Are they holding their hands quite close in? Are they actually, in contrast to that, maybe they're being quite gesticular and making lots of gestures? Are they making eye contact with anyone? Again, that could come down to confidence with the different classes. Posture is how well you hold yourself. If you are upper class, you've probably been brought up to have very good posture, and that then affects your gait. Gait is how you walk. So if you have got good posture, you'll probably have quite a strong gait. If you have not got good posture, your gait might be quite slumped. It might be quite maybe a bit lazy, a bit unmotivated. And that will obviously work in hand with the pace as well, how fast or slow. You've then got a little review task there, and I'm asking you to consider what performance skills you used to show the different social class. So you've got examples in that green box, but you may well think of others as well. Give examples of what you did. So here, I want you to be talking about how you used your body language. Did you have open body language or was it closed? Why did you do that? What did it show? The last point there, how did you show the difference in social class? So when you are leading on from your example, think about your P structure. So you're making your point with that first bullet point, you're giving examples with your second bullet point, and you are explaining with your third. Okay? I'm sure we will move on in a moment. But next of all, I'm going to ask you to create a mind map on a couple of clips. Okay, so this is the mind map that I would like you to create. It's just got 3 different areas for you to fill in, and this needs to be filled as much as possible. Okay, so I'm just asking you to think about your sort of initial impressions of watching the play. These are the 2 clips you're going to watch, and you are going to create your mind map based on the performance that you've watched. Okay, so they're roughly 10 minutes each. You need to watch those, fill in your mind map, and then make sure all of your activities are handed in. Okay, as always, Year 9, if you have any questions, do ask. Do not sit there wondering or worrying, thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't got that, I don't understand it. I'll be online for you, so do make sure you are asking. I know it's difficult starting something new for online learning. However, it is really accessible, and it is going to be easy for you to actually complete at home. Okay, but always ask if you are not sure. The dog is still asleep, but she wishes you all the best for your work.